Hello, my name is Robert Fromont from the New Zealand Institute of Language, Brain and Behaviour at the University of Canterbury. This is the fourth video in a series of videos showing how to use our corpus annotation system called LaBB-CAT. In previous videos, I've shown how to install the software, how to upload data into it, and how to do very basic searches. In this video, we'll be looking at how to do manual annotation, how to add manual annotation layers to our corpus. Now the first thing we need to do, if it's not already running, is start up LaBB-CAT. On Windows systems, you'll find the LaBB-CAT icon in your Start menu. On Macintosh systems, you'll find it in the Applications folder. Just double click on it to start up the mini web server that LaBB-CAT runs. And once that's ready, your web browser will open on the LaBB-CAT Start page. Now in previous videos, we've already uploaded some data, some transcripts into our database, and we looked at some searches. Now we're going to create our own layout for manual annotations and explore ways of populating it. Let's say we're interested in the pronunciation of the vowel in the word the when the following word starts with a vowel. We're going to create a layer for annotations on tokens of the word the. We're going to search for tokens using word orthography, that is ordinary spelling. We're going to identify false positives in our results. False positives will be cases where the word that follows starts with a vowel in the spelling but actually isn't pronounced with a vowel, for example, the one. And for the true positives, the ones that really do start with a vowel, we're going to perform some auditory analysis, that is, we're going to listen to them and tag each token accordingly. So to start on this mini project, first we're going to create a project in LaBB-CAT in order to keep our annotations organized. So what we want to do is we go up to the Projects link in the menu. We're going to click on Projects, and this gives us an empty list of projects. We're going to call our project the, and we're going to add a description, and we're going to click the New button to add that project. Now we want to add a word layer because we're going to tag words. So we're going to click on the Word Layers option in the menu. And here you can see a list of word layers that already exist. This is the orthography layer that we've already searched. There are various other word layers that are predefined in LaBB-CAT. And at the bottom there's an empty form where we can add our own word layer. So what we're going to do is we're going to add a word layer here. The followed by a vowel, we will enter as the description. So a short description, which is what's listed in the transcript. This is going to be a text layer. It's not aligned, they're just tags on the words. And there's no layer manager. Layer managers are automatic annotation modules, and this is going to be a manual layer, a custom layer. And so we're just going to leave that blank. This generate setting only actually applies to layers that have a layer manager. So we're just going to leave that as it is. We're going to add this layer to the project that we just created. And we're going to add a description here. Now we're going to click the New button, and that will add our layer to the list of layers. You can see it here. Okay, now we're ready to identify some tokens. So on the menu at the top, we're going to click Search. We're going to search all male monolinguals as we did in a previous video. So we're going to select male and English and click Layered Search. And now we're going to repeat a search that we did in a previous video. The word the followed by a word that starts with a vowel. Now that's a search that's 2 words wide, so we need to search across 2 words. Click Set Search Matrix and enter into our search matrix the word the followed immediately by a word that starts with a vowel. So that is open square bracket A, E, I, O, U, close our square bracket, so that will identify any vowel followed by anything at all or nothing. Now we're going to click Search. We've got a bunch of results there, 39 results. And what we're going to do is we're just going to export them out to a CSV file. So click CSV export, save that file, and then we're going to open it up in Excel, or in my case, using OpenOffice. And here we've got a spreadsheet that has each of our matches in. What we're going to do is we're going to, at the right-hand end of this spreadsheet, we're going to add a new column. It's called the. It's going to be named after the layer that we just added. And then in each of the rows, we're going to add either true positive, TP, for the cases where it is really the word the followed by a word that starts with a vowel. So the earthquake starts with a vowel, so that's a true positive. Or we're going to enter FP for false positive for cases where the word that follows the doesn't really start with a vowel. So this is the one starts with something that's not a vowel, and so this is a false positive. What we're going to do now is we're going to go through each of these cases and mark the true positives and the false positives. And there you go. We've tagged all of our tokens as being either true positives or false positives. What we're going to do now is save this file. Now, the software that you're using may ask you if you want to save in its own native format. Excel, that'll be an Excel file. In this particular case, OpenOffice wants to save this as an ODF format. Resist the temptation to do this, as we want a CSV file because that's what LaBB-CAT can read. So we're going to keep current format. And now what we're going to do is we're going to upload these tags that we've just added back into LaBB-CAT, into the layer that we created before. So back in LaBB-CAT, we're going to go to the Upload menu and select the fourth option from the top, Upload CSV Annotations. Now we're going to click Choose File. We're going to select the file that we just annotated and click Upload. Now what we get is a list of all of the columns in that CSV file. By default, most of them will be set up to be ignored. There's some information here at the top which is automatically set if you exported search results directly from LaBB-CAT. And at the bottom we can see that the column that we added to our spreadsheet has been linked up to the layer that we created before. This is a list of layers, and it is automatically selected the layer because the names match. Now we just click Insert Annotations, and all of the annotations that we just added to the CSV file are now in our database. How do we know that's true? Well, we're going to search for them. So we'll click on Search. We're going to click Everyone this time. Click Layered Search. And now we're going to do a search on the layer that we just created. Now you'll see on the search matrix form we now have an option that says Projects. We're going to click the project that we just created, and that will reveal the layer that we just created. It's down here. We're going to search that layer, so tick it and click Set Search Matrix. And now we're going to search on this layer for TP. Click Search. And this will go through all the transcripts in the database and give us all of the ones that we marked as TP. There they are, 52 of them. So now we've seen that we can get manual annotations into LaBB-CAT by annotating CSV files. There's another way that you can add manual word tag annotations in LaBB-CAT, and that is directly in the transcript. So what we're going to do is we're going to click on the first hit in our results. That will open up the transcript. At that point, you can see that our TP that we put into the CSV file is marked against the word. In fact, we can see an FP that's also in the transcript here, although that didn't match the search, obviously. Now what we're going to do is we're going to listen to how the participant says the word the. If they say the, then we're going to tag the word with an I. And if they say the, we're going to tag the word with an @ symbol to represent schwa. Okay, so we're categorizing the vowel in the token as they utter it. What we're going to do first is we're going to play this utterance and listen to the way that they pronounce the word. So we'll click on the utterance and select play.
The first one being September 4th, where I had arrived home, I think, 60 seconds before the earthquake had hit.
Okay, so they said the earthquake. We're going to annotate that with an I. So click on the token, select Edit under Word. And here we have the layers of annotation against this particular word. You can see in the transcript it was typed as the. It's got the on the orthography layer, and it's got the TP that we added in our CSV file. We're actually going to change this annotation to be an I to represent the way they pronounce this word. We're going to click the Save button that's next to that. And that's it. Now, if we refresh the view of this transcript now, you will see that the TP that we just changed has indeed changed in the transcript as well. Okay. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go through each of our TPs in this transcript and listen to them in the same way. Okay, so we have now annotated all of our particular cases. Again, if I refresh, you can see that the annotations that I just added have been saved. And we can click Close on this tab and go back to our search results. We've already annotated each of these, so we can go on to the next set. And so on. And you can go through all of the matches, as you can see. So you've now seen two ways of manually tagging words. Although this is a small toy example, you can hopefully see how you could manage a larger annotation project involving much more tokens, possibly multiple annotators, working either offline using CSV files or online directly in the transcript page, whichever way you prefer. There are other ways that you can add manual annotations. For example, you can add specific time points or intervals for words within transcripts, and we'll see a way of doing that in a later video. Thank you very much.